But there's a workplace where Clinton's message doesn't seem to be making an impact, where the glass walls of the offices containing mostly male executives have yet to shatter. It's not an aging industry, on its last legs, but a sector that likes to think of itself as one of the most creative and cutting edge of its kind. Increasingly, the advertising industry seems to have moved on little from the world of the TV series Mad Men, of a boys' club holding court while subservient women fetch them coffee. And Australian agencies haven't escaped criticism. On Friday, the chairman of one of the world's largest advertising agencies, Kevin Roberts of Saatchi & Saatchi, shocked many when he said, "The F***King debate is all over," when it came to discussion about gender diversity in the industry. Women are hap. Mr. Roberts told Business Insider he didn't spend any time on gender issues. "I don't think the lack of women in leadership roles is a problem," he continued, saying many of his female staff turned down senior roles because they didn't have the vertical ambition to get to the top. "I am just not worried about it because they are very happy, they're very successful, and doing great work. I can talk about sexual discrimination because we've never had that problem," said Mr. Roberts. White guys talking to white guy. The reaction from Saatchi's parent company, Paris-based group Publicis, was swift and brutal. CEO Maurice Elvy said due to the gravity of Mr. Roberts' comments he had been asked to take an immediate leave of absence from the company. They would now further evaluate his standing. "Promoting gender equality starts at the top and we will not tolerate anyone speaking for our organization who does not value the importance of inclusion." The criticism didn't stop there. Brad Jakeman, a senior executive at PepsiCo, one of the world's largest food companies, said in a tweet he was proud to say that "I am not a client of Saatchi. Prominent equality campaigner and advertising guru Cindy Gallop, who has called out the industry on sexism before, was rubbished by Mr. Roberts, who said, "I think she's got problems that are of her own making." In Ms. Gallup's view, the entire sector has problems. "Our industry is dominated at the top by a closed loop of white guys talking to other white guys about other white guys," she told The Guardian. She encouraged people to tweet Mr. Roberts and let them know if they felt the gender debate was over, reported Business Insider. "I've been in tech journalism over 20 years. That's a long time listening to white guys advising the rest of us to calm down." The Bees. Publicis reportedly has a 50/50 gender split among all its workforce, and Saatchi, if anything, has more women than men in its ranks, with a number in senior roles, making Mr. Roberts' comments seem even more confounding. But while he is based in London, accusations of sexism have also been leveled at Australia's ad industry. Earlier this month, Toyota was heavily criticized after an advert at a ski resort suggested only medium-level runs were suitable for women while men could handle the black, or trickier, runs. While the Sydney arm of the Leo Burnett ad agency copped a bashing in November when it released a jaunty picture showing 7 of its newly appointed senior creative staff, all of who were white men. Leo Burnett Sydney chief executive Peter Bosilkovsky admitted they were still a long way from achieving gender balance, despite almost half their staff being female, but pushed back at accusations of sexism, saying not one of these people were hired because of their specific gender, race or nationality, they were hired because they were the best. Vicious circle. Comments like this don't wash with Mark Tomer, whose company, Gender Matters, trains businesses in gender inequality issues. This is an argument all the time, that if women don't get chosen it's because men have more merit. This is fallacy because merit is a subjective issue. It is self-serving and subject to in-group biases. In-group bias, Mr. Tomer told News, is where a group of people reinforce each other's prejudices. It's a vicious circle where men are more comfortable with recruiting and promoting other men. The suggestion that women simply didn't want to be promoted was met with short shrift. It's typical of a guy running a patriarchal system because they make a number of assumptions that generally aren't true. They tend to think women are not as ambitious as men, and there's no evidence for that. Mr. Tomer said he was really impressed at the stand taken by Sachi's parent. It was a really strong and all too rare statement. With women making a majority of purchasing decisions, their diminished representation in the higher ranks at ad agencies seemed even more bizarre. Need these guys to retire. But it will be an uphill struggle. Men, Mr. Tomer said, were often hired for their potential growth in a senior role, while the same faith was not put in women. It's the baby boomer set that have this view that men are better at business, he said. Education of senior people and training in gender issues and bias was the first step in changing the culture, he said. He also praised initiatives like the Male Champions of Change, which has seen senior male executives from high-profile organizations, including Qantas, Woolworths, Commonwealth Bank and ENS, use their influence to get gender on the agenda. However, it could be that change will only come with a new generation, said Mr. Tomer. Whether these initiatives will be enough to change the minds of plus-year-old men, I am not confident. Ultimately, we need some of these guys to retire and die out because I don't think they're going to change their views, he said. It sounds pessimistic, but it's very hard to get people to change their beliefs.